Alright, so the plants have arrived. We're going to open this up and take a look at it. What I'll go ahead and do is actually kind of move the camera around and get a good angle of it so we can take a look at each individual plant I've gotten. And then we'll go ahead and plant it into the tank. Let's get to it. Alright, let's see. Oh, this is going to be part of my 3-pot package, which probably is going to be deep in here, so we'll put that to the side for now. I did end up getting the red stem pack off of Boost Plant. You'll notice everything is coming from Boost Plant this time around, so I would highly recommend them. I like them, they're great. But yeah, let's keep looking here. This is going to be a Nasai crassicaulis. I'm going to be honest, I don't know how to say a lot of these plants. I'll type them up for you guys to take a look at, but I honestly don't know how to pronounce the majority of them. This is the AR Red Broad. That actually has some really nice coloration to it. I like that. Same thing with this. Look at the coloration on that. It's very reds, purple, or red, purple, pinks, oranges. That's going to look really nice in the tank. We have a Rotala Macandra Mini. Other one with some brilliant reds and purples. A little bit of pinks there. Some good greens. Another Rotala Orange Juice, which has a little bit of orange in there, so don't know why it's called orange juice. There's probably some interesting history behind that, but I don't know it. Ludwiga Diamond. This one is very stunning. It's very, very deep. Like, I don't know how to describe that. It's just a really rich blood red color. I love that. That one's gonna look really cool. Here's my 2-pack of parrot feathers. I don't know if you guys can really see that. It looks a little dirty here. I can wash that up and it'll look great once it's already cycled in the tank. But the very top, that type of foliage that comes from this plant, that's what I'm excited for. Really, really excited to see this flowing in the water. Okay, let's see. Aha. I think, well, first I have my Cryptocornine Sri Lanka. Cannot pronounce that today. That's going to be a 3-pot pack in here. I love kind of the design, or the formation of these leaves here. They look really cool. I'm excited to see this come out into the water and see how that looks. I'm hoping that some of the molted leaves like this will be easily clipped out, but overall, very, very nice to see that one there. Then, of course, like I mentioned, this is the Anubis congenus. This is a 3-pot pack that I purchased. It's going to be 3 ones of these. I just really like kind of that look of the leaf in there. It's going to look really nice, especially when planted around the tank. So excited to have that there. I did also pick up one Cryptocornium ponderifolia. So just a single pot of that. I saw that online and it looked kind of interesting to me. I wanted to take a look at it. Looks kind of cool. I like how the stem structure looks like that. That's nice. Then I got this little mass of Christmas moss, which looks a little bit brown, but that's fine. Once it's in the tanks, they will start to green up and gets all those nutrients, whatnot. Then with these guys, let's take a look at this. They're all the same ones. I know with one of them, they did arrive pretty badly. I hit up Boost Plant support, and they're gonna help me get a new batch pretty soon, so it should look like this. This is the Hermanthus calitrichoides. It's the Cuba. This is a tissue culture aquarium plant. Comes in this like kind of gel that once you take it out, you just wash that off, and then you break it into little pieces, and then you plant it around your aquascape there. It should carpet very nicely. I bought a bunch of them just so I have a lot to play with, and I can kind of speed up the carpeting process faster. But unfortunately, as you can see, this one kind of arrived in a fairly bad condition. I'm going to see if I can save this. Hopefully, maybe I can, but I'm not too sure that I can do that. So we'll see. We'll see. But I got 3 of those. They're all looking really good. This one being the best one. This one's kind of in the middle. It's not perfect, but it's definitely very alive and ready to go. That should be fine in the tank once everything's in there. But yeah, this is my entire grab. I have a bunch of plants here that I'm ready to play with, and it's going to be really cool to kind of put these in my tanks and set them up. So yeah, let's get to it. I didn't realize my phone died, so sorry for that. Hopefully you didn't miss too much, but in case you did, I planted some of the Cuba baby dwarf tears down here, and some of the ones that weren't so viable looking that I think may have just arrived dead on arrival, I planted along the back there, hoping that maybe they get some life out of them and they grow a little bit more. I'm putting some super glue on the rocks here to add some of this Christmas moss now, to kind of make it look like it's already been growing there for a bit. Once the moss establishes itself, it will start to spread, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that nice spread.
So I left this part here because I wanted to kind of highlight where I messed up. What ended up happening with this was I let the water go in too fast. I didn't put enough cap on the substrate, and I didn't actually waterlog the wood. So what you're about to see is a whole little catastrophe coming apart here. But yeah, let's take a look. At this point, I didn't realize the dish that I was using floats in water, so it started coming up and pushing the water changer up. This created a lot of silt as well as pulling up some of the plants like the dwarf baby tears. So what you'll see me doing is actually getting rid of as much of the water in the tank so then I can replant those plants.
Essentially what happened was, as the water filled up, it showed me I did a very stupid mistake that I should have seen earlier. I mean, I've had this happen before in other tanks. This is my first large scale tank, so I should have probably thought about this a little bit more. I didn't put enough of a layer of a cap over the aqua soil, so everything just started coming up. They pulled out everything from the roots of the Cuba baby dwarf tears. All of the wood, I forgot to soak it or at least weigh it down with the rock like I did with the other one, so they started coming up. It basically caused a bit of a catastrophic failure all in the middle right here. Luckily, the stones are good, the crypts are good, all of the back foliage is good. I just have to go back in. I'm going to put a few more scoops of the red gravel down to kind of help cap the rest of the aqua soil that you see here, and then over for the next few weeks I'll have little bits of the stratum come up, and I'll just have to clean them out. It's fine. It's not going to cause this to be a complete failure, but it's definitely a learning lesson that I should keep in mind going forward with everything else. I definitely decided to keep this in because I wanted to show that these mistakes do happen. I hope that you guys, my dog just jumped off of her little place there, that's what caused the camera to move, but I wanted to show what could happen if you don't think ahead and make sure that you cover all your bases with all this. So I'm going to fix this. I'm just going to pour some more of the red fluoride. Actually, I might do more of the black. More of the black, some of the red on top. So that way I can really cap this down, have a little bit more of a layer to it matching the back there. And then hopefully that will keep all the aqua soil down and this won't happen again. So let's see. these guys were not waterlogged. Since they're not waterlogged, they ended up floating in the water as I started to fill it up. Classic mistake. I just didn't think ahead. I got too excited and just jumped right in. So there's a few ways we can weigh this down. This one I already had kind of the right idea. I put a little stone on there. I'm going to go ahead and add another one, and that should help weigh this one down. I don't know if this is going to be the one. Let me see. I think this one. I think this one will be a good one. This one kind of slots in pretty well right there. I might not even have to glue it down, though. To be safe, I will. And then I'm gonna set this to the side. Otherwise, I mean, look at this guy. It came out pretty well. I'm kind of happy with that. Let me move this here. I'll leave this there. Okay. So for the big Mamma Jamma, this one was still kind of really heavy. I was surprised. I thought it would have kind of came up quickly, but it didn't. It stayed down pretty well. Actually, I may have been mistaken. I think it was this one that stayed down. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and add some rocks to underneath these guys to help them stay down. In which case, like this one, and I may have to go find another flat slate. So let me go find one. Perfect. Found another one. Alright. This one will sit right there. So let's see. Alright, so here's a little trick. We don't have much contact point. You can use a little bit of cotton. Move this real quick so I have a little bit more space to look around on this. Yeah, I'm gonna pop the cotton down there, and it's gonna glue down pretty easily. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So put some super glue down, pop the cotton down, put the super glue on top of the cotton, just like that, if you can see that pretty well. And then this will go on top. And then I shall fill in some more super glue around here. And you know, don't really worry about it being shown. As I've shown, I mean, you can put some moss over it. No one will notice. It's kind of the nice thing about it. And if your tank is looking very beautiful, no one will know. How would they know? They'll never know. So we'll let that go in there. I'll let that dry up. Then for this one, I'm gonna have to do the same exact thing. Just because I know there's not too many contact points down there. I mean, it looks like there's like 2 to 3, maybe, at most, perhaps. But not enough for me to feel secure with that, so I'm gonna let that kind of sit there for a sec. This one, I'm just because I'm a little paranoid, I'm gonna add another droplet of glue. And in case you're not aware, super glue is completely safe to put into the water once it dries up. That's the key though, is you just have to be a little patient, let that dry up. But once it's in, it's in. It's not gonna be bad at all. Let me actually move this around a bit. There you go. Yeah. I'm actually gonna rotate this a little bit. Just gonna take a look at the underside here. So I'm going to let that dry for a sec, and then I'll be right back to get the other end. So it's still not completely dry, but I noticed right here all the little super glue. Although it's probably not going to be seen, I'm still going to take some of the moss and just cover it up. Yeah, this is just me being a little perfectionist that I am. Get the glue down there. Just a little bit more. Just enough for the moss to stick in there. Don't need too much. And if you hear anything in the background, it's my wife is currently playing League of Legends. I'm not playing with them at the moment because I'm here doing this. Yeah, so I see a few areas that I'd like to cover up. And moss is just good because moss grows everywhere. And that's why it just kind of works to cover up areas. Because naturally it would. There you go. And that is still drying up at the bottom. It's taking a little bit longer. Because what I'll end up doing is with these 2 plates of slate, I'll add slate underneath it to kind of just sit under there and layer it up so it looks like the rock, or the root itself just fell on top of the rocks. So we'll see how that looks. I think it should look pretty good though. I don't think it'll have an issue looking nice. Then I'm gonna go ahead, add a little bit more moss underneath there. Just a tiny bit. I'm really a big fan of moss. Such a beautiful, nice, simple plant. I don't know. I like it a lot. They're cool to me. Always found them very fascinating. Little cotton goes a long way. You don't need too much. Once you saturate it, it creates a bigger mass area for the super glue to stick. And that's really what we're looking for. So actually, I might take even less right there. I think I need too much on the back there. I'm looking at it. Alright, I'm not going to touch these. I'm going to let them dry for a while. Luckily, there is moisture in the tank right now. I won't need to do anything with that. I'll let that be for a good bit, and I'll come back to it in a while. Alright, round 2. Filling very, very slowly so nothing gets disturbed and hopefully all goes well. Yeah, let's give it a shot.
As you can see, the gravel is stirring up a lot, causing a lot of silt in the water. Makes it very cloudy and not really great looking, but that's because I didn't actually rinse the substrate beforehand. I usually don't myself. I don't like taking that step. The filter in combination to a specific kind of like drop thing that I use is what helps clears up the water. I'll make a small short about that later in the future. Now with the filter running for about 15 to 20 minutes, the water clears up quite a bit. I actually ran out of the usual AccuClear that I use. I don't use the API one. I use this other one that was recommended to me by my local fish store. So like I said before, I'll make a small little short video on that, and that way you can kind of see it in action.
So overall, this has been an extremely fun build. I definitely learned a few things, like not to rush the process. As you can see, that kind of caused that whole failure with everything flying up. Luckily, I was able to just kind of save it all, recap it. Everything's good to go now. And over the next few days, that water will start to clear up. Once the tank fully cycles, then I'll start to stock it up. I haven't quite decided what I want to get in that tank quite yet, but I have a few ideas. Of course, some of the plants there are melting, which I was kind of expecting some of that to happen, but the plants themselves still seem fairly healthy. They'll come back. There shouldn't be any issues with that at all. Overall, though, good experience, good learning lessons. I had a lot of fun doing it, and honestly, I can't wait for the next one. I think I'm going to be building a little shrimp paradise tank for my wife down in the basement. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys either on that video or some of the review videos I'm going to do for some of the products there. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you liked about the video, what you didn't like, so I can continue to improve in future projects. And if you're interested in checking out any of the gear that I have, I'll have some links below or wherever the description bar is now on YouTube. I think it's still below. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.